What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor, and we got the crash like we were talking about in our last live stream we did on Monday. The following day, the market went ahead and puked pretty badly, exactly like we have been discussing, not just since Monday, for weeks now. We've been calling for this. So the bearish bias has been proven correct, and the question remains, are we going to go even lower from here? Or is it done? Is this crash done and we see a big bounce back in Bitcoin to new all-time highs? That's what I want to answer. That's what I want to discuss in this video right now. So get comfortable, stick with me until the very end, smash the like button, and let's get into the stream and start off like we always do with our crypto market overview. Smash up that like button, lads. So let's look at the Crypto Bubbles Top 100, and we have some green out there despite the carnage. All right, we have seen some bounces today. We have scam pumps across the board. ICP, Internet Computer Protocol, is up 27%. Zcash pumping, Quant pumping. Trump is up 11%. Ironically, that's actually totally jokes. And Dash is also still continuing to rip up. So even with Bitcoin puking, ETH going lower, the total market cap going lower, we do have some outliers out there, right? If we go look at Zcash, for example, this thing is just in a straight up parabola. It looks like it is going to at least $590, $600 next. There's no stopping in sight for Zcash, right? Absolutely insane stuff that we're seeing from some of these privacy coins. Dash is another one. I did get stopped out on my Dash short. I did attempt to go ahead and short this one around $90, got stopped out at 97. And that's why we use a stop loss, guys, because this thing blew up to 150. If I didn't have a stop loss, I obviously would have been completely wrecked. But when you're willing to take a loss, you can avoid the big catastrophe and you live to trade another day, right? That's the motto. Just always live to trade another day. Stay in the game and give yourself another chance to win. So anyways, some of these coins are going absolutely bonkers, while the rest of the market, the remainder of these coins just continue to get wrecked. Let's go look at BTC here before we look at Bitcoin and give the breakdown on whether or not we're about to go lower from here or we're going to see a big relief bounce to new all-time highs. Let's go look at some other stuff. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We are deep in fear, lads. We are in very, very deep fear. Yesterday, we were in extreme fear. All right, so sorry I couldn't go live when the crash was happening. I actually did end up getting sick. I got food poisoning. So as the market was puking, I was actually also puking, ironically. Can't make that up. But hey, we're feeling better today, right? And that's why we're live today. But yeah, sorry about that. I would have liked to go live in the midst of the carnage and collect my clout. But here we are in the aftermath when we're feeling better. Anyways, looking at the liquidations today, we have $310 million wrecked in the past 24 hours. This was obviously much higher on Tuesday when the market was really puking. But, $310 million today. And it's mostly it's a bit mixed. Dash shorts getting completely blown out. So yeah, some of these coins just continuing to short squeeze. And that's just where we're at right now. There's a lot of confusion out there. There's so many mixed signals that I'm seeing. Right? Some people are bullish, some people are bearish. Most people have no idea what the heck is going on. And we've been talking about some things. We've been calling for blood in November for quite a while. Those in the Crypto Empire Mastermind are very aware of that. I've been alerting about this for quite some time inside of the Crypto Empire Mastermind, giving continuous bear posts basically. But I posted this on the 3rd of November. This was on Monday, talking about how yesterday. Yesterday was November 5th. We had World Tsunami Awareness Day. So it's a bit of a coincidence again. But the crash did actually happen on the 4th. But anyways, yeah, those in the mastermind know we have been quite bearish. And yeah, it all played out. So anyways, here we are now on Bitcoin. We're holding 100K. We did wick down to 98,000. What was the low here? It was 98888, I believe. Yeah. $98,888. 98888. So maybe is that some foreshadowing, guys? Where's this thing headed next? So here's the thing. Here's what the bulls have to understand. We could bounce all the way up here to 116, but there is still a one day, 2 times hidden order block here at 116K. This is like a major level. This is like the final boss that must be reclaimed for the bulls. Personally, I'm expecting any rally, right? Any rally from here, if they pump this into the weekend back up to 107, 108, which is a big level. That's our previous swing low. This is the level that has to be reclaimed on the weekly time frame, guys. Remember, on the weekly, if we close a weekly candle below this swing low from September 1st at 107.250, we are confirmed, in my opinion, at least headed to the yearly open, if not this level, which is a daily hidden order block at 90K, 89K. All right, so if we do not reclaim 107.250 by the Sunday weekly candle close, this level here, this swing low, we are going down here. 90,000, 89,000 to the 1 day. I'll show you on the 1 day. There's a 1 day hidden order block over here at this level. 89K, really, 90K. So anyways, we really have to reclaim 107,200. The swing low from September 1st. I'm referring to this one right here. Because if not, we are going further down to Goblin Town, guys. And that's just the reality of the market right now. So personally, like I was just saying before I went on my prediction tangent when we're going down here, but I think that any rally is likely to fail personally. I'm not really too bullish right now. I'm going to continue to be a bear, actually. So I'm going to continue to be a bear as long as like we're below 107,200. If we close this weekly candle below 107,200, I mean, that's just a very, very telling sign from the market that we will head lower. Personally, I think that we will likely see a major reversal when we do hit this level. Could we go on to push to a new all-time high? I'm not so sure. But I think we'll likely get a nice bounce, and then we'll have an altcoin season. Again, like I've said many times here for weeks now, even months, I'm expecting altcoin season at this point to happen in February of 2026, Chinese New Year. I'm going with the Chinese New Year narrative. It just makes the most sense at this point, right? Remember, midterm elections are next year for the U.S., and they're going to want to pump the market headed into that, and that's going to happen a few months before that. So, yeah, I'm expecting that to happen like Q1, Q2 next year. So for now, I think we're relatively cooked. But anyways, right now for Bitcoin, just to wrap this up, 107,200 has to be reclaimed. If we close the weekly below 107,200, it's basically a confirmation we will go down here to like 90K. From there, I would expect a nice reversal up higher. So any rally from here is likely to fail. When it comes to alts, one thing I'm looking at as well is ETH BTC. All right, so the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio is very telling. So in this crash, we have come into this nice 1 week demand zone over here at 0.03, sorry. Here. So yes, we can see a reversal from here. We probably will see some type of bounce. But I think one level to look for in terms of altcoins and where we want to look to buy altcoins, let's focus on this right now. Let's focus on where do we buy altcoins, guys? What are we going to wait for? I know. I have my plan at least. I know my plan in detail. So let's go over that right now. Before I do that, shout out to everyone in the live chat. Guys, smash that like button. Let's go. Smash up that like button. What are you doing? Over like 50 people here and 11 likes. Smash the like button right now. We're about to go over when and where you should buy alts. So smash the like button. Shout out to Calcutta. He says it's always darkest before dawn. I absolutely love the positivity, man. It is, right? And like I've been saying, I mean, I posted this so many times. Let's see. I mean, even back in September, I've been saying, right, the punch, the punch that's going to knock you out is the one that you don't see coming. Yeah, I mean, this was back in September. I was saying we would go below 100K. I've been bearish for quite a while now, so I'm not really too surprised. I've been really not doing too much. This is just a trader's market. But anyways, yeah, whatever. Let me keep on going through the chat. I even forgot what I was doing there. Shout out to Shane Stridham 70036. My man Shane, great to see you. Shout out to Labert. Shout out to Inner Coma. He says, good morning, Mr. Aura. Yes, sir. That's my name. I actually walked into 7-Eleven today and I got greeted as Mr. Aura. So you're the second person today calling me Mr. Aura. Love it. That's me. Shout out to Ghoul82. He says, smash the like, people. He says, only thing I'm doing now is provide liquidity on Orca to accumulate more Bitcoin as we enter the bear market. Thanks for everything, Connor. No worries, man. I think we are actually going to get an altcoin season, though, so hold your horses on that bear market talk. It's just a kangaroo market. It's a kangaroo market. Craig says, people are just rotating liquidity out of other altcoins. Tower, Pulse Chain, Tau, obviously. Matty Ghost says he's short from 116. There you go. Great stuff. Shout out to George Pop. And Sandy. Shout out to Billy Bunty. Says you're a great guy. Thanks for the info. No worries, man. Appreciate your support. All right, now the moment everyone is waiting for. What's the signal to buy altcoins? Well, if you haven't seen the glaring 1 week hidden order block on ETH BTC here, I'll point it out to you. So there's a huge 1 week hidden order block here on ETH BTC. I think this is a level that we want to use as confluence to buy altcoins. This is likely going to mark a major altcoin buy and reversal. Okay, so this is when ETH BTC hits 0.028. Market, right? This is when you buy alts. Also, like I've been saying now. 1 second. Like I've been saying now for a while on others. Where is it? Here we go. On others. We want to wait for 180 billion. All right. So ETH BTC at that 1 week hidden order block level. The others chart, right? So we want to see others hit 180 billion. Basically fill the wick from the crash on October 10th, like many coins have done recently. Okay? Those are two major things. Probably the two most relevant things, in my opinion, on when to buy your altcoins. Right? A lot of people are saying, oh my God, we got to buy them now. I still think we see a lot more pain. And I think they can go lower. Okay? I really do. Outside of the few outliers out there, like Zcash and Dash. I mean, even Tau looked like it was going to be an outlier. Now it's getting slammed. But really, it's just the privacy coins like Dash and Zcash for the most part. They're doing good, but I think most coins are actually going to get slammed down even lower than they already are. And when to buy them would be, again, others at 180 billion. That's a big one. ETH BTC in the 1 week hidden order block. Bitcoin likely going to hit 90K. And then let's talk about the big one, ETH. All right, so here on our ETH chart, we've had these levels marked out for quite a while, right? Big one over here, 3,200, 3,300. This has been taken. This has been fully hit, right? The red boxes are the levels of interest. The levels of interest. Now, we've taken our first one here. We've taken the first one. And personally, just like Bitcoin, I do think any rally is likely to fail. So even if this were to rally back up to 4,000, I would expect it to fail. Personally, I really like this 2,800 level on ETH. All right. I would not be shocked at all to see ETH go ahead and hit 2,800. Whether or not it goes to 2,800 from here or it rallies first, I'm not so sure on the path it's going to take. But I just don't think it's bottomed out yet, personally speaking. All right, so again, the red boxes are our areas of interest here on ETH. So we have 2,800, we have 2,500, and We've taken 3280 already. We've fully taken this level. So, you know, it would make sense to see some bounces here, some further bounces. It's already bounced, I mean, slightly, right? It's bounced 10% from the Pico low at around $3,060. But, yeah, I mean, my bearish bias is going to persist for now until I'm proven otherwise, or until my targets lower are reached and it's time to flip bullish, because I'm still expecting a kangaroo market. I still am expecting powerful reversals to happen. I do see a new all-time high for Ethereum. What is my chart doing here? I do expect a new all-time high for Ethereum. But it's just a matter of hitting these lower levels first. Okay, it's just a matter of when the time is right. And it's going to be a kangaroo market. So we're going to get slammed down and then we're going to spring back up like a kangaroo does. That's just how it works in the time being. Elvis says, will Bitcoin go down? Well, clearly you just tuned into the live stream. Short answer, I don't think the crash is over just yet. And yeah, as long as we are below 107,200, it's bearish. If the weekly gets saved, well, then the weekly got saved. And that would mean that we can even continue to bounce higher. But again, even if we were to go to 116, I don't see us reclaiming that level personally. All right, so that's just what's going on right now. Let's go look at some alts. So here on Tau, let's go look at Tau first of all. Big level on Tau is still this 300 support, or the 297 level, like I've mentioned many times. Right, this 297 range low here. Quarterly open is right at 300 as well. So this is the main support now for Tau, in my opinion. Okay, yes, we are on a level here, clearly a support level at 370, and we've just broken through this daily trend line. And in my last Tau video, I mentioned this. It was a one-day demand zone over here, like 425. Well, price went right through it. It is now a confirmed, basically just a bearish breaker. Okay, so long story short, this demand zone turned into a bearish order block that we were looking for. So personally, I mean, the play is going off of the technicals to see price come into this level and potentially look for shorts. It would also be a back test of this trend line breakdown down to like $300 here on Tau. Right? So someone who's holding spot, you want to look to hedge your spot position by doing what the chart is telling you to do. And in this case, it's just telling you to short it basically. So yeah, hedging is smart, especially if you hold a coin spot. So anyways, that's the game plan right now on Tau. I likely do think it will drop down to this $300 support level. And if it was to pump over here to like 425, that would make sense to look for a hedge short for it to come down even lower. Again, 297 is the big level to look for. Most coins are in a similar situation. Any altcoin requests, get them in right now while we're live, and we can go look at them together. Other coins like Zora, again, I made the Zora video the other week, 2 weeks ago. A lot of people were disagreeing with me in the comment section, saying it would never go below, it would never be under 6 cents again. I mean, it came right down to this 6 cent support level from the time I made the video when it was up here, calling the dump perfectly, saying it was distributing in supply, right? We were proven correct here. Personally, I don't think it's bottomed out right now. It just bounced. It was a pretty weak bounce. It's already failing. I still think price likely does come back down and test the quarterly open around 5 cents. Again, it could even go lower than that, guys. You'd be surprised what could happen. Right, look at the other chosen darling on base. All the base people that only like the top VC coins because they can't think for themselves. They only like Aerodrome and Zora because again they're mostly NPC sheep. Here's the other one, right? In a clear downtrend right now, lower highs, lower lows, failed rally, back down to support. So I mean, you'd be surprised what could happen here, especially if others was to hit 180 billion, like I'm expecting it to. A lot of these coins can go even lower. Stuff like Dogecoin, for example. Where's the range low on Dogecoin? Well, we have our red box down here on the chart. The range low on Dogecoin is actually like 13, 12 cents down here. Okay, so this can definitely come even lower. I mean, potentially we even see this thing. I mean, yeah, this 12-cent level sticks out hard. Litecoin, I'm expecting 70. All right, I just think a lot of these coins can go even lower, basically. AVAX almost coming into our marked zone down here, but not quite. But in general, even if we were to bounce here, I still have a bearish bias, guys. Anyways, we have a super chat coming in right now from Kidsy4540. Thank you for the super chat, Kidsy. He says, great stream. Please TA for Litecoin and Cake. Well, Litecoin we just talked about real quick. I'll just go over it very briefly. Yeah, I'm personally expecting this first box to get filled at least 70. With the potential, it does come all the way down to the macro range low at like $50. Let's say it's less likely. I think it's way more likely we do see it at $70 again for Litecoin. So again, same as Bitcoin, any rally in here is likely to fail, and I would expect another leg down into 70. And Pancake Swap is, I mean, this was just pumped up by the Binance cartel when that little Binance season kicked off. All those shit coins that did well on the Binance Smart Chain, it was very likely the 4.meme team just pumping it themselves. That was just a manufactured little narrative that happened there on Binance. But anyways, here is Cake. And this is the weekly. I wouldn't be too shocked to see this revisit these lows at $1.50 basically. Right, if others is going to 180 like I expect it to do, we likely will see Cake drop down here to around $1.50. So the path it's going to take, well, first of all, it looks like this was the bottom, right? Yeah, so this previous level of demand, minus the wick, it ended up working out here at $2.07 essentially. So yeah, I mean, I think any rally from here again is likely to fail, and I would look for a move down to like 150 based off of just higher time frame support, keeping it very simple. But thank you for the super chat, Kidsy. Why is ICP pumping? If I had to guess, some kind of insider exit pump. That's the only thing that I can think of, right? Why ICP would be pumping. I doubt it's because the technology is actually good and people are using this chain and it's being adopted. I really doubt that's the case for ICP. So if I had to guess why it's pumping, it's because the market makers, some big entities, have chosen to go ahead and pump this thing up. By the way, guys, if you do want to trade and you're looking for somewhere to trade right now, I would recommend signing up to BTCC. Again, we're still running the 10% bonus on a first-time deposit, which means that you can deposit $10,000 and you would get $1,000 bonus to trade with. You can withdraw your 10K, trade with your 1K bonus, and you get a free 1K trade. And if you make profit on that, you can withdraw that profit. It's yours. Literally, you can do this risk-free. You don't have to risk your own money with this 10% deposit bonus. And even if you just take one trade with the bonus and never use the exchange again, it's still worth it to use. So check out BTCC. Sign up using my link down in the video description below. Well worth it in my opinion. Get yourself the one-time 10% first-time deposit bonus. But yeah, why is ICP pumping? It's probably some type of insider exit scam. We'll see if it reclaims this big level here at 620. But yeah, maybe it pulls a Dash or a Zcash and just goes on a crazy run. But hey, we should have just listened to our guy Jerry Blandfield, huh? Jokes. No, definitely not. How about Aster? Is it charitable or is it manipulated by Aster decks? Well, it's definitely. I mean, CZ is tweeting about Aster saying he bought $2 million worth of it. So it's definitely largely manipulated by the Aster Dex team. Now, like I've gone over in a previous stream, there are tons of supply levels over here on Aster, from like 160 up to $2. And even with the CZ tweet, down here, guys, it still went on to make a fresh low. So again, there's a big demand level around 50 to 60 cents on Aster. Personally, I think Aster is likely going to find some type of reversal level at 50 to 60 cents. So let's see if it does pump first, right? I think any rally is, again, very likely to fail. So if we do end up pumping up here to our levels of supply, starting from the quarterly open at like 162 basically, I would be looking for shorts up here. In order to catch a long entry, I would say you at least want to wait for the swing high to get reclaimed at 128. And then look for some type of pullback into liquidity to catch a ride up into supply. But as of right now, again, I don't think it's bottomed. But if it does make a new high locally, look for a pullback into liquidity for a ride up into at least like 162 to all the way up to $2 potentially. And Pangu. So what happened to Pangu, guys? Remember, Pangu was going to get an ETF, and like it was on the New York Stock Exchange opening, like ringing the bell at the opening, all this stuff. Once the whales decided that they made their profit from it, they're done with it. Okay, so all that stuff you saw about Pangu and all that marketing you saw, it wasn't because the coin is super good or anything. This is a useless meme coin. Don't forget that, right? It was all just like insider marketing so that they can dump it at supply. And where did it come to, guys? It came to weekly supply basically up here at like 4 cents. Okay, so a really nice 10x pump from 0.004 to 0.04. And now it's just retracing all the way back down. All the attention, all the media, it was on mainstream media news in the US, and now it's nobody talks about it anymore. So not too shocking. I would expect it to fully fill the wick, if anything. So if you're looking to buy Pangu, I would say wait for it to fill the wick and revisit the lows, basically the lows from April. We are not going to be looking at random meme coins. So if you want me to look at some random meme coin, you have to give a super chat. Otherwise, I am not going to be looking at any random meme coins. And even still, I don't want to look at those. Let's see. We have Shane. He says, I'm seeing SUI down to $1.60 to fill the 50% October 10th crash. Do you think it gets all the way down to $1? Shane, short answer, yes, I do. I think it even can go to like 70 to 80 cents actually on SUI. That wouldn't be too shocking to me. Remember, this thing bottomed out at 36 cents, but really in August 2024, it bottomed out around 50 cents. Okay? So this is the BitGet chart. The BitGet wick goes all the way down to 55 cents, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, I mean, I like 75 cents as a potential macro bottom for something like SUI at this point. I think this could happen. It's a largely manipulated coin, centralized exchanges, venture capitalists. So if they wanted to go this low, they will send it this low. 100% they will. But yeah, Shane, for sure, I do think it can go all the way down to $1. 100% that's possible. $100%. What else is out there? Is anything else interesting worth looking at? Not really right now. Maybe we have some requests come in. Let's go over some news, guys. So Trump has said that he's making the United States the Bitcoin superpower, the crypto capital of the world, and the undisputed leader in artificial intelligence. Are you guys tired of winning? Let me know in the live chat if you're tired of winning. Anyways, we have crypto czar David Sachs says there is great progress on crypto market structure legislation. So it's quite ironic how Gary Gensler, when we look back, it's like in the moment you want him gone, but you realize the second Gary was booted out and all that regulation that he put in was taken down, all that happened was the people that took down the regulation ended up just being max extractors. Yes, I'm talking about like the Trump administration in general, right? They took down the regulation and they just became the biggest max extractors. So it's quite ironic, but anyways, that's where we're at. In positive news, we have the Monad mainnet launching on November 24th. So in 3 weeks? In 3 weeks, Monad mainnet will go live. I think this is actually, if I have to pinpoint a date on when the bottom's going to be, I think it's going to be around here. Around November 23rd, November 24th. Just a hunch. So, anyways, yeah, that's exciting, guys. November 24th, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Monad mainnet will be going live. And with that, Atlantis will be live, but the token is not going to go live immediately when mainnet goes live. I'll talk more about that in another video. Anyways, so guys, right now, basically the only people still involved in crypto are leverage traders. There are still some spot holders, but most spot holders have just completely abandoned ship. And maybe they're still watching content and stuff like that, but they're really not too involved with crypto too much. They're not necessarily very active market participants like in the past. So really most active people, they're just trading leverage, which is cool, which is fine. As long as you have an edge and you have a system and you manage risk, good. But most people don't do that. And here's just some examples of what happens if you don't trade with a system in place, when you don't have proper risk management, when your position sizing is wanky and you basically are just a gambler. This is what happens, right? So here are some big traders. Let's go open this in a new tab and go ahead and zoom in. So this guy, Machi Big Brother, he went from $44.8 million in profit to $14.9 million in losses. Here's his P&L curve. Okay, so that's a pretty steep swing of $60 million basically. 45 up, 15 down, million. Here we have 14 win streak trader. He went from $33 million in profit to $30.2 million in losses. This is his P&L curve here. A crazy $63 million swing. Up 33M, down 30M. James Wynn, by the way, guys, James Wynn is an industry plant. So, I mean, this is kind of bullshit. It's likely some of these other big ones are industry plants as well. But James Wynn is 100% like a Binance plant or something like that. Like, this is just money recycled for marketing to get people to trade perps, basically, James Wynn. But he still went from $87 million in profit to basically $22 million in a loss. But again, I don't believe the James Wynn story whatsoever. He's obviously a plant. There's this guy, Agila Trades. These numbers are insane, right? $41.7 million in profit to then $37.6 million in losses. Insane amount of money. And then there's this guy, Cueto, who is called the gambler here. $26 million in profit to $28.8 million in losses. Then the biggest loser on Hyperliquid lost $45 million. Then this guy, Low Stack Degen, he turned $125,000 into $43 million in profit, only to end up losing $180K in the end. So this guy ran up $125K to 43M to then Burj Khalifa his P&L curve. He could have walked away at the top. It's like the game show, whatever game show you watch, where it's like you can take the money. Everyone's yelling at the TV screen, take the money, take it, take it, take it. And they're like, no, I want to keep going. And then they end up losing it all. So these are obviously like the craziest examples you could find. We're talking about $45 million losses, right? $30 million losses. But there's also the average Joe out there who's trading hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars. And $1,000 loss to them is like a big player losing a couple $1,000,000 maybe in regards to their equity and where they're currently at. So yes, these examples are crazy. They're insane. But think about all the regular people out there that are trading perps to try and get ahead, to try and put food on their tables, to try and pay their bills, which is what a lot of people are doing, right? It's a tough economy out there. There's a lot of pain out there, lads. There is a lot of pain out there. So listen, if you don't have an edge in the market, if you're struggling to trade, you need to tighten things up rather than just keep on going out there and gambling more money, throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks. Okay, you basically have to get it together. Because I know there's probably people watching this stream that are just blowing up accounts, getting liquidated. Because this is a very tough market. Don't get it twisted, right? This market has been in nightmare mode difficulty really since Pump Fund got popular in like late 2024, right? Something changed after we had the Bitcoin halving pump, right? The Bitcoin halving took place when, in late April or whatever, 420. And then something changed in the market where it just became just extraction season. Money just has been leaving the market ever since. Okay, so yes, you can buy some coins, right? Maybe you could have caught in coins like Zcash or Dash recently. Maybe you were smart enough to buy ICP after the lows over here, and now you're up like 3x whatever. But for the most part, most people have not made too much profits. Okay, so a lot of people are resorting to leverage trading, and again, these are very harsh examples. But there's also the common man out there that is losing hundreds of dollars, getting liquidated, losing thousands of dollars. And that's a lot to them. Okay, so you got to tighten up your system. Subscribe to the channel here if you want to learn my edge. I've been thinking, and I think I need to update my TA videos and make some more technical analysis tutorials so that I can show you guys a proven system to actually win in the market, that you can adapt it and use it on your own. If you guys want something like that, let me know, and also comment down below and hit the like button too. Subscribe here if you're new. But yeah, I mean, it's carnage out there, guys. It is straight up carnage. Fiendsta says he's down bad. Feels bad. Listen, man, hang in there. First of all, right? Hang in there. A lot of people are down bad. And I mean, times will get better. I think we're going to see some violent altcoin pumps next year. But for now, it's just brutality. It's just absolute brutality out there. So, yeah, most people are in crypto holding altcoins are pretty destroyed. That's just the reality of the situation right now. But as long as you got air in your lungs, it is not over. And I think it will get better. And I think we'll have somewhat of an altcoin season. Again, Chinese New Year, February 2026. People want some more educational videos. Yeah, we got to do that. We can do that for sure. Elvis, I hope Bitcoin falls to 97. I think it probably will end up bottoming around 90, 89K. And let's see, Fiendsta says, love you, bro. Hey, man, hang in there, brother. We will have more opportunities into the future. We will have likely some bullish periods in the market like we've had in the past. But listen, for sure, this has been the wackest bull market of all time, right? I don't think anybody's going to disagree on that. Every pump just gets retraced. It's crazy, really. Besides Zcash and Dash of altcoins. And ICP apparently now. But anyways, lads, looks like we don't have any altcoin requests right now. So I just wanted to hop on here and give you guys an update on this, what I'm seeing in the market, whether or not we have bottomed out. Again, let's see if we rally into the weekend. Let's see if they save the weekly candle. Shout out to our guy, Rael. I'm not sure if Rhea Eileen. Not sure how to pronounce your name, but I really appreciate that super chat. He says, thanks for the crypto wisdom. Hey, no problem. Thank you for your support. Appreciate the super chat. Again, guys, in order to save our weekly candle, Bitcoin has to come above 107,200. If we close below 107,200, we are, in my opinion, confirmed to go at least to the yearly open at 93. If not, hit the level at 89, 90K. We want ETH BTC at the 1 week hidden order block. We want ETH at 2,800. We didn't look at Sol, but I want Sol at 120, 125, 126. This swing low. And real quick, there is a setup on Sol. 126 is the target. On the hourly, I mean, if you are looking to short, this is valid, right? Because we did have a 1 hour break of structure. All right, where the 1 hour candle closed beneath this swing low. So the system says if we do pump up into this hidden order block at 161, 162, you short it and you catch the continuation down lower into like 126 is the target. So that is a valid trade I'm seeing on Sol right now, and that's looking for immediate continuation, which I think is possible. I mean, things don't look relatively good right now. A lot of people expecting a V-shaped reversal. What if we had more pain, more blood? I wouldn't be shocked at all. And yeah, let's see on ETH as well. There's this level. All right, this is a 2-day. A 2-day HOB. And even if you discount the wick from October 10th and you just take this liquidity, notice how price isn't closing above it right now in the 2-day candle. So this is valid resistance holding up strong, and maybe we just puke down lower into the 2800 level. And there's also a 2-day bullish HOB at 2770, 2800, the level we have on this chart marked out, right? Down here. I'm sorry, over here. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking for right now, lads. I don't think it's over just yet. And yeah, I gave you guys what to look for on altcoins. That's it right now. But yeah, sorry I couldn't go live when all the carnage was happening. Like I said, I did fall ill, but I'm feeling better now. And it's good to be back here talking to you all. Smash that like button, and I'll see you all in the next live stream. So it looks like we have some more requests. Guys, I will look at those in the next live stream. Yeah, we'll look at some other stuff in the next stream, guys. But hey, in general, I don't think we're bottomed out just yet, guys. So stay strong out there and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. I'll see you all in the next video. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire. signing out, aka Mr. Aura. Have a blessed day.